My name is Berly Bello. I was born in a Christian home there in the Dominican Republic. My parents, they were a pastor at the time. I remember I accepted Christ around when I was 12 years old.
I also grew up in a pastor's home. Many of you know my parents, Wendell and Ladonna Kruger. From a young age, I know missions was always a heartbeat. My dad would always bring a lot of missionaries into the church, and my favorite opportunity was that they would come over to our house for lunch after they shared in church, and I got to ask them more questions and just to know that they were serving Jesus in a place that I couldn't imagine.
After I accept Christ into my life, I have more desire to do more things in the ministry, the church. I wanted to learn how to play the instrument. That way I can help in the worship team.
When I was 17, I went to summer camp at Silver Lake for the last time as a student before I went on to college. And all through high school, I'd been asking God, what do you want me to do with my life? What do I need to study? Where am I going to go to school? Because I wanted to make sure that it was His plan. And that week at camp, He called me to ministry. And at the altar, I knew He spoke specifically that I was going to be a youth pastor. And He gave me a vision at the time that I was praying of being in a Caribbean country working with students. I thought, oh man, I made a mistake in my college choice because I was already signed up to go to Western Washington University and it was going to start in a couple weeks, and you don't study for ministry at a secular school. So I went to speak to my youth pastor after the altar, and before I could share, he said, wait, God told me something and I just want to share with you before you say anything. And he basically told me exactly what happened at the altar. And he said, you're confused and you think you've made a wrong choice in going to Western, but God wants you there. And God spoke to me very clearly in the second spring, my second year there, and said, remember, everything you've learned, this will be part of your future. But now go to Northwest and study for the ministry. It's been 16 years now that we have been working and ministering in the Dominican Republic and changing a culture through a generation. The mission has never shifted.
The university ministry. The university is the biggest one in our country, the one that we are working on, and the community center is a block and a half from the main entrance. The community center is very important because there is no dorm on campus, and the student can go there. They can rest, they can wait for the next classes, and they can study there. And the most important, they can meet a Christian student there in the community center.
We're seeing God empower students to bring transformation in their campus, in their local church, in their family. So you at True Grace have been helping us get towards purchasing the project. Last summer, we came home to the States for a year of itineration and needed to raise $60,000 in 3 months. And you were part of seeing that miracle come to fruition. If there's anything that I have learned as a missionary on the mission field, it is allow yourself to dream for things God-sized. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than what you would imagine. It's bigger than what you think is possible. But if you will have the faith and trust God to help you, it's going to happen. And He's going to do amazing things, His sized dreams in your life.